Hey guys, it's 12:50, almost 12:50, just a minute or two early, and it is March 28th. I did not know that this morning. When I did my burpee workout, I think I went between 28th and 29th. Um, and a few things on my mind. As always, I'm thinking about growing my channel. I'm thinking about how to do it, if it's worth doing it. Meaning, is it feasible? Cost effective? Can you, even with my, you know, the small needs that I have, um, is it something that can be done and you self-sustaining, self-supporting? And the answer is, I don't know. But here's the way I think you go about it. Right now, what I really need is watch hours. If I had that just single concentration on watch hours, I'd miss out on a whole lot. That I'm thinking in terms of altruism. What can I do to help other people get their watch hours? What can I do to help other people um, be successful, whatever being successful means to them? So I love going to other people's channels. I love supporting them, um, as many as I can. At the same time, things can get spread thin. So um, if I don't always reach other people's channels, hopefully I will get there, because I have a vested interest in helping people succeed. Is it all altruistic? I hope so, but you know what? You never know. Um, Again, I have my own goals, and that's to monetize and make a small income, having conversations. What a novel concept. Getting paid to come here and simply talk, but hopefully talk about some things that people have interest in, or maybe uplift, that people might come away from a conversation feeling pretty good, feeling like maybe they can do something, that maybe they can head in the direction that they would like to. Um, as well as giving some uh, yoga wisdom across a wide spectrum, because yoga is life. Yoga is not just physical postures. That's actually a tiny, tiny part. You don't even have to do physical postures to practice yoga. Um, but the yogic psychology is a way of being happy within the world. A friend, Horror of Spice, is here. Hey, everyone. Horror of Spice, how are you? How is the book process, and how is the walking, my friend? And my friend Leo Said So is here. If you guys don't know Leo, he's a hardcore burpee practitioner. Every day, day 81, I believe, was today, and he puts in no small amount of reps, even when he was working through an injury, which seems to be coming along pretty well, Leo. Um, Even when he was working through an injury and he worked through it, he didn't coast through it. He put in the work every single day and came around the other side. That's pretty impressive. Um, that is getting slightly harder for me to do now, being a little older, but I still do it. I'm actually on I was just talking to Destiny about this in a message. I'm done day 822 of burpees, about a break. I don't know if I'll push to 1,000. I didn't think I was going to push to 800. I just like doing things every single day, so I do. Horror of Spice says, book is coming, projection next spring, and walking later today. Thanks for the update. Man, next spring, the whole process of a book is such a creative effort. It's a labor of love, but man, definitely admired the effort there. For let's see, Ahmed is here. Hi, sir. How are you? And all friends. Hello, my friend. How are you? Stay blessed, sir. I appreciate that. And you as well. Um, so, hey, if anyone comes here, what is your goal for your channel? What would you guys like to, if really, I'm doing my best to shy away from terms like accomplishment. What would you like to accomplish? What would you like to achieve? Because it seems so limiting, but it does get the point across. Um, what is the creative direction that you would like to take your channel? That seems maybe a better way of phrasing it. Um, I was on Horror of Spices channel um, yesterday, and I watched your uh, YouTube, your hot sauce critique. You and your wife, very good at what you do. Um, Horror of Spice says, inspire and make some friends. That's a great goal. That reminds me, and I talked about this yesterday. In the Hawaiian art of wishing, as told from a shamanic point of view, the Hawaiian shamans say, when you make a wish, you don't wish very specifically, I want to make 100,000 a year. I want to live to be 110. Because let's say your wish comes true, you live to be 110, you left out a whole lot of details. What kind of health do you want to be for the last 40 years of your life or whatever? Um, let's see. Leo said, what a burpee streak. Keep it going for as long as you can, my guy. Have a great day, Eric. Thank you, Leo. I appreciate that. That's the plan. I take it one day at a time. Um, some days better than others. There's a few people ahead of me. Burpee King. Unk is ahead of me. Not a competition, though. Just keep getting those days in. Ahmed says, have a great day, guys. Thank you. You too. So that's why I really like what Horror of Spice said. Inspire and make some friends. How can you go wrong? It is just specific enough, but it's broad in context. And with it comes a whole lot of other blessings. That's how the Hawaiian shamans would say, that's how you make a wish. Now, when I'm saying wish, I guess a better term, I like the word wish, but I also like intent. And intent in the way that Carlos Castaneda talks about intent, that is actually a force within the universe the same as gravity. And that let's bring Carlos Castaneda up here. And that just like gravity, we can make it work for us. We might not fully understand it 100%, but we can make it work for us because it is it can be expressed in a mathematical equation. Maybe not yet. Let's see what Carlos Castaneda has to say about intent. Intent is not a thought or an object or a wish. Intent is what can make a man succeed when his thoughts tell him that he is defeated. It operates in spite of the warrior's indulgence. Intent is what makes him invulnerable. There we go. Even better. In the universe, there is an unmeasurable, indescribable force which sorcerers call intent. I'm going to break away for a second. When he uses the word sorcerer, he means people who work from the source of all things. We can say that the universe is the source of all things, reality, or God, whichever phrase works best for you. So just putting that out there so we don't get thrown off by that term, sorcerer. So I'll start in the beginning. In the universe, there is an unmeasurable, indescribable force which sorcerers call intent. And absolutely everything that exists in the entire cosmos is attached to intent by a connecting link. Sorcerers or warriors were concerned with discussing, understanding, and employing that connecting link. Sorcerers therefore divided their instructions into two categories. One is for everyday life state of awareness. The other is for the states of heightened awareness, in which sorcerers obtain knowledge directly from intent, without the distracting intervention of spoken language. So that's a nice description. Unmeasurable, indescribable force. Sorcerers call it intent. Quite a bit more. Sorry, got to pay attention to my cat. Intention is a powerful force that shapes our lives, both physically and mentally. It is an invisible energy that has existed since before conception and can be harnessed to open doors to new experiences. So, although he didn't liken making a wish with intent, the way that the Hawaiian shamans use wish, it is aligned with Carlos Castaneda, who was a Toltec. It aligns with intent. So that's what we align ourselves with. It's not really setting a goal. It's more intuitive. We work with it day by day, even moment by moment, and we shift when that invisible force gives us the urge, the prompt to shift. Not afraid to abandon a specific course that we're on when it seems in our best interest. Which brings us back to another concept that I talk about quite a bit, also from Carlos Castaneda, also talked quite often by Buddhist meditation teacher and author Jack Kornfield, Path with Heart. Horace Spice says, I see good things in our future, everyone. Stay positive and give love. Perfect, Horace Spice. And that really is what I decided to focus my own channel on, is giving out love, being of service, as well as being a positive force. When I say positive, a lot of people, positivity has almost gotten a little bit of a bad rap, because people take it as that means ignoring the less than positive things that happen to us, or to completely shutting away the negative and just concentrating on the positive. It doesn't mean that, at least in my view, it doesn't mean that at all. What it means is that we fully accept all of that. We know that the world can be a rough place, that the internet can be a rough place, and that, hey, YouTube can certainly at times be a bit of a rough place. We know that sometimes life is difficult, that things don't go our way, that we have bad days, we have bad moments, that we're going to suffer, we're going to experience sorrow and grief, everything that's human. Always forget the philosopher who said, everything that's human, nothing human is alien to me, meaning that we are open to the full range of experiences of being human. That's just how it works. To stay positive, as Horace Spice was saying, simply means that when things like that happen, we don't deny them, we embrace them, and we still give love. We stay true to our heart. We stay true to who we are, to our giving nature. To me, that's just fully being human. Another thing that's been on my mind I wanted to talk about was Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs, but the full picture, what he was working on before he passed away. Horace Spice says, I know life can be rough. I survived, and now it's time to thrive. Exactly. You've been through it. You know, you've survived, and you're here to look other people in the eye, heart to heart, and say, hey, you can survive too. And not just survive, but you can, again, as Horace Spice said, you can thrive. Our friend Squirrel Sniper is here. Greetings from across the flat pond. How are you today, Sniper? Seems really I'm reading the one of the quotes of a path with heart from Carlos Castaneda, that we ask ourselves, does this path have heart? And that's the path that we take. That's the important thing. As he said, there are two paths, both lead nowhere, but one has heart and the other doesn't. One makes for a joyful journey as long as you follow it. You are one with it, the other makes you curse your life. One makes you strong, the other weakens you. So if you're on YouTube and you are having that, you're putting out strong, positive messages, you're helping people, you're being of service, you're giving away nothing but love, that's a path with heart. Because no matter what happens, no matter how hard it is, no matter anything else, in the end, it makes us joyful to give. It makes us joyful to simply be. Let's see. Horace Spice is saying, hey to Squirrel. And Squirrel Sniper says, good, thanks. Very windy today, but not much done. It's been raining again today. It's rained quite a bit this month. And then we have April, Monday, and April is traditionally another rainy month. Let's see. Horace Spice says, I'll be right back. Our friend Destiny Forever Walks, PhD, is here. Grand Thursday and blessing to you, Eric. Thank you. How are you today? I'm doing pretty well, actually. Feeling pretty good. Some of my back issues seems to ease up a little bit today, which I'm always happy about. Got a thumbs up from James Gite. If you want to make friends, James Skype is the channel to go visit. It's just another one, great conversation, and a place for people to connect. Destiny says, grand day and blessings, Squirrel Sniper. And Squirrel Sniper says, you get April showers too then. Yes, we do. Quite a bit, it seems. More so than usual. The mid-Atlantic area has turned more and more into almost a subtropical climate, at least certain times of the year. So, Abraham Maslow. Always admired him. Even as it seemed like I was putting aside his hierarchy of needs. And then the more I've been reading about him lately is he did not expect the hierarchy of needs to have that pyramid structure and have it across the across the board, across the spectrum, to have it be taught exactly like that. It's more fluid. Of course, the hierarchy of needs, I have it up here on my computer. Physiological, water, food, shelter, bare necessities for human survival. Personal security is next. Safety, social, friendship, intimacy, community, esteem, dignity, respect, achievement, and then self-actualization, which is creation, beauty, unity, aesthetics, exploration. To me, I think that can also be flipped around. Think of early man in cave paintings. They weren't just done to tell a story, or the story wasn't just to give directions of how something gets done. It was art, early art, for the sake of creativity itself. And yet, there was absolutely no safety to early humans, not for quite some time. Heck, we can even say nowadays we're not so assured that we are going to be safe, or that for so many people that the physiological needs are going to be met. So in later thoughts, Maslow almost flipped that around, that everything was much more fluid than his teachings originally proposed, or at least how they were representation. I knew it would come out. Destiny says, everyone, welcome in everyone, and thanks for joining. Just Yogi doing burpees in his basement. Please don't forget to smash the like button. Thank you, and share out this amazing channel. Much love to you all. I appreciate that, my friend. It makes me wonder, can we focus on self-actualization first, or at the same time as everything else? And again, it seems like in his later teachings, Abraham Maslow certainly believed that we could. He was highly influenced. He worked and spent some time with the Blackfeet Indian in Montana, and was very impressed with their how their community was based upon. I just Googled that up. Community, the elders' wisdom, community cooperation, restorative justice, and full bellies. Everyone pitching in together. He came to see, Abraham Maslow, that things were achieved through, I'm going to come full circle here, through community, through a true altruistic passion for themselves, but themselves as part of a community, not separate in any way. So now we're back to YouTube and being a success on YouTube, where I started. If you want to be a success on YouTube, be in a community. Make that community larger. And make sure everyone benefits from being in that community. If you know someone who needs watch hours, spend some time on their channel. Put their playlists on an odd cell phone or computer or whatever and have it play through. Join in a live session, click like, as Destiny said. Whatever ways you think helping that community out. And when you get that done, then it's as Horror of Spice said, then you're being a positive influence. That I want to make sure that I get his I'm scrolling back. Can't seem to find it. But Horospace summed it up perfectly. What he wanted to achieve. Inspiring and making friends and giving love. That's community. Which means he's a success. Imagine measuring success like that instead of what can be counted. You really can't count love. You can't count positivity. You really even can't count friends when you view the entire world, everyone who comes to your channel, as a friend. It's beyond counting. Destiny says, I am the observer of my thoughts, listening to the great discussion and reading these powerful comments. And Squirrel Sniper says, what is winning? Winning is just being better than yesterday. Nothing else. Horospace says, sorry, I comment on one of our videos. Huh. That's okay. Squirrel Sniper says, better yourself will clear your path. Our friend Odom's Homestead is here. Hey, just a Yogi doing burpees in his basement. We have to support each other. We certainly do. And you know what? So my view of success, how do I feel at the end of the day? When I know that I've spent some time here, but that time was spent giving. Wasn't spent in selfish needs. It wasn't airing my political views. It wasn't complaining about a certain group of people over another certain group of people. It wasn't in complaining about anything. It was giving. Whatever it is that I have to give, which seems to be a conversation. That's another thing I wanted to talk about, the art of conversation. When I started a couple of days ago, I started a live session, and I don't think anyone showed up for half an hour except for one person. And he said, dude, you're talking to yourself, which I was perfectly happy talking to myself. That's the art of conversation, is you're working with the energy of the situation, whatever it might be, navigating through it. And when it's just you, it's a certain kind of energy, and you work with that. And then when I have a great group of people like this, it's a whole other kind of energy, and you work with that. And at its best, which again, thanks to you guys, happens every day, at its best, everyone is navigating through that energy together, and something really nice, something really positive, something really loving seems to happen, and it becomes art. No less than a temporary cave painting. Let's see, Horospace says, I wake up, then I already run. Opportunity is all I need. Well said. I think that's because, Horospace, when you were describing your path and what you've been through, and it's the same with when Squirrel Sniper talks about what he's been through with his fall. You know, you realize how fortunate it is just to be alive. That's why Meister Eckhart said, early German Christian mystic, the only prayer you ever say is thank you. That would be enough. And I keep that in mind every single morning when I wake up. My morning practice, which has been quite spontaneous, is waking up with a smile and saying thank you. I have no idea what the day's going to hold. I never do. I have a routine. I know certain things are probably going to happen, but nothing's guaranteed. Nothing is promised to me. So the fact that I woke up is definitely cause to smile, no matter what the situation is, because that day is filled with this day, this moment is filled with potentiality. We can participate with what I was talking about, Carlos Castaneda's intent, and make a brand new world each and every moment. That's the Buddhist concept of rebirth, not so much reincarnation, which signifies a specific entity coming back lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, working within a learning curve. Each life, you might be a little more involved if you do things right, or a little less involved if you don't do things right. But rebirth happens every single moment. Fluid, continuous, which means every moment, every possible moment is full of that potentiality. Destiny says, hello to Odom. How are you today? Welcome in and blessings to you. How are the peach trees, Odom? Odom is saying, Horace Spice says hello to Odom, and Odom says hi to Destiny, that he's blessed. Great answer. How are you today? And we are certainly blessed. Destiny says, you're so right, Odom. We all have to support each other. Each one, teach one. I don't think it's any accident that we've gathered together, that everyone is offering that kind of support to each other. Horace Spice says, can't always be there for a chat, but I try. I appreciate it when you are, and I appreciate the effort. But hey, even, you know what? There's so many ways of giving. Even just a silent nod. You see someone, it flashes up, someone's going live, you can't make it. Just a silent blessing, a good luck, a good fortune. May it be successful. May the right words come to you. May the right people find you. So many ways of giving. One of the traditions, the Vedic and Yogic tradition, give everyone you come in contact with every day a gift. That doesn't mean you go to a store, you give them a gift card, you wrap something up. It doesn't exclude that, of course. But it could be a flower. It could be a kind word. It could be holding the door for someone. It could be a smile, or it could be completely silent and only known to you. You give a blessing. You give a thought. You make a wish. A very nondescript, not specific wish, but what in Buddhist traditions would be metta, loving kindness. May you be happy. May you be at peace. May you be free from suffering and the cause of suffering. Sum it up in one word, a simple namaste. The divinity within me salutes the divinity within you. As soon as I said that, my cat came running up. She wanted a salute. Destiny says that she is doing super amazing, Odom. Thanks for asking. Horseback says, I talk to the universe. I thank it a lot. I do as well. When you realize that connection, that, of course, every conversation with the universe is self-talk, self-conversation, as our friend Destiny likes to point out, that we are the universe and the universe is us. Destiny says, I talk to the universe too, whore of spice. I talk to everything and every creature in nature. I do as well, Destiny. I love talking to the trees. Trees refuel my energy level. Um, it's all one, you know what? Physics. It's all one big conversation. Energy and constantly shifting back and forth. I was on my second walk run. I do my first walk. It's a brisk walk, a power walk, just short of race walking form, but I stop often. Um, and I do that usually before 5 o'clock in the morning. Um, but then I go out for my second walk, and it's a combination of walking and running. I'll run until I see something that I want to either take a little film of or just observe, just being in the moment. Um, and then I'll walk a while, and then I'll start running again. The whole process takes over. Today, I was really fortunate in one little spot, um, like a 5 yard radius around me. Beautiful, beautiful bluebird, giving me every opportunity to take a little film. And then right next to me, in a little tiny marsh, I mean little marsh, there was a female duck, a drake, um, just playing and feeding in that little area. And I did a short little film of each, and I couldn't help but think that, especially with the bluebird, because they're always all over the place, this one was literally posing for me. And I couldn't help but think that it was purposeful. And I had to offer thank you. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your cooperation. Thank you for the opportunity. Um, and the universe responds. I think the universe responds to a thank you. I think it was Larry Dalsey. Is a medical doctor. He wrote a book, Be Careful What You Pray For. You just might get it. And how he sums it up is our every thought is a prayer. Sometimes it could be a negative prayer. If we're putting out that negative prayer, it's going to get answered, and we get negativity. But putting out a positive prayer, it gets answered, and we have a positive experience in life. Again, that no way denies the fact that some pretty tough things happen to us, as we all know, because we've all been through it. But it just means that that prayer of positivity helps us navigate the negative aspects of life, the difficulties, the hardships. Let's see. Or Space says, I talk to animals, but I feel plants. Interesting. Man, I definitely talk to plants, and I love that connection to trees. I love that connection to it all. Taking my shoes off and walking in the grass. Odom says, I don't talk to the universe. I talk to our Father on a regular. It's all direct communication, I think. I think it all goes directly to God. It all goes directly to the Father. Squirrel Sniper says, I constantly talk to Source when I douse. Hey, Squirrel Sniper, have you made a video of you dowsing? I'd absolutely love to see that. Most listen to the inner self. I take it further and imagine I tap into Source itself, accessing my Acacia record. I was talking about that just the other day to apply my question. That's amazing. I was talking about the source too earlier in this conversation because I was talking about intent as seen by Carlos Castaneda. And he talked about sorcerers. And I wanted to make sure that people knew that when he uses the term sorcerer, source, or um, it meant people who work with the source of all creation, the source of life, the source of reality. And that sounds really what Scroll Sniper was describing, working with the source. Dusty said, if you haven't smashed the like button yet, then please go on and smash it now. Thank you. And share out the host's amazing channel. Man, I really appreciate that. Hey, our friend Holistic Heritage Homestead is here. Hello, just a Yogi. Hello, my friend. How are you? She's saying hello to everyone. Or Spice says, hey, hey, Holistic Heritage Homestead. It's an awesome name. All of you guys are so creative in your channel's names. Then I have this super long but descriptive name. Odom is saying, hey to Holistic Heritage Homestead. You guys probably got a lot to talk about. Squirrel Sniper says, Horror of Spice, I measure trees' energy fields. Haven't started people's auras, and the heart chakra is 10 times the length of others. You have to ask to measure it a tenth of its actual size. Hey, do you see a difference in some people's heart chakras to others? People who may have shut down a bit in the face of love, close off their heart chakra. In my yogic tradition, we generally don't work with specific chakras too much as all of them at the same time, bringing them in balance and trusting the wisdom of the energetic system itself to do that for us. Destiny says, I love grounding too, Eric. I take my shoes off a lot when I spend time in nature. Yeah, I think that's really important, is to, health-wise, it's been shown to actually lower the blood pressure, but it reinforces our connection. We're back where we used to be. Think about how happy we were as children. I talk about that when sometimes I write about easy pose and Sadasana, not coming out right, which is a simple cross-legged pose. It's not lotus pose. It's not half lotus. It's just an easy cross-legged pose, and how easy it used to be to sit in when we were kids, because we were unrestricted. Our energy was free. We weren't beaten down by anything in life, and our bodies reflected it. It became harder to sit in that position, not because of the change in our body, but in our change of how we represented ourselves, that we became very restrictive. We were wounded early on, all of us, told to grow up, color in the lines, behave, do this, don't do that. That's a silly thing to do, a silly thing to believe. There's no such thing as magic. That kind of stuff. And our bodies reflected it, and it became very difficult to sit in that easy pose. Sukhasana. I knew it would come out right. And even through my early days of meditation, it started getting more and more difficult to sit in, to the point where I got a meditation bench where you're sitting in the diamond position, which was a great way to meditate. And I used it for years. And then I think it's for the past 2-3 years, I started getting this urge, almost a pulling, almost like a gravity of its own, urging me to get back into Sukhasana, that easy pose, to let go, release, reconnect to nature, working through all of those restrictions to return to my innocence, I wrote a short little poem decades ago, something along the lines of that I remind myself uh, long before original sin, we existed within original innocence. And I smile as I return to the garden. We were never truly kicked out of the Garden of Eden. It's an illusion. We still exist there. This is why Jesus said the kingdom of heaven is within. If the kingdom of heaven was without, well, then we'd have to certainly find some way to get there. But if it's within, we just have to look. Or better yet, we just need to realize. Odom says, I do more singing to my trees. My citrus loves country music. My question would be, how can we not love trees or not trees? How can we not love country music? I was raised on old-time country. By old time, I mean all the way back to the original Hank and the Sons of the Pioneers, all the way up to, I'd say, early 80s, Randy Travis type of stuff. Horace Spice says, well, I have to get going. Book will get itself finished. Definitely got to put the work in. Keep at it, Horace Spice, and thank you. I appreciate you coming. Squirrel Sniper is giving fire to Odom. Odom's Homestead said, thinking about changing my name. What are you toying with, maybe? I do like Odom's Homestead. Squirrel Sniper says, definitely. Then that you can measure the amount it's decreased from. Makes me sad thinking about seeing someone's heart chakra decrease because of the suffering and hardship that's largely in place because of the belief system that we've inherited. Dusty said, God is in everything, and he's the source of every living thing. I agree. We all have different names that we may call our divine Father, and that is what makes us all amazing creation. We are all one. That's a wonderful thing about yoga and the Vedic path is there's thousands of names for God, and yet there's only one reality. God manifests in different particular ways, so it's all inclusive. Nothing. When missionaries came to India and said Jesus is God, then the Vedic sages and yogis said, okay, we can see that. Loving presence, performing miracles, is here for the salvation of everyone. That's God. They had absolutely no trouble with that whatsoever. Squirrel Sniper says, shows the extent of the amount of depression. Yeah, sadly. Sadly so. I think shows the and world depression, like it's a heavy cloud hanging over us for quite some time, which makes, again, these conversations so important. We can think of them as small, but one drop of water repeated can cause the Grand Canyon, can topple a building. Doesn't have to be one big great push, one big shove. It's tiny droplets repeated. And that's what all of us do every single one of us. When we have these conversations, when we hang out, when we put our own content out, when others come to support us, when we go to support other people, that's those steady drops, pushing those clouds away, and eventually um, doing something about that worldwide cloud of depression that we have. Sniper says, one love, Destiny. Definitely. Destiny says, yes, Squirrel Sniper, one love. We are one and divinely connected. Squirrel Sniper says, I tried a lot of different ways to meditate. I now stop work for 5 minutes when I'm working up a tree to take time out of hand and just listen and feel the energy of the winds and sounds. And that's a perfect and beautiful form of meditation. 5 minutes spent like that is worth an hour of many, many, many kinds of meditation. It's just the pureness of being. Nothing has to be done. It's the simplicity of being alive and knowing it. It's what Nisargadatta would say, just residing in the I am. Or Ramana Maharishi would say, the simplicity of being yourself. Squirrel Sniper says, it allows me to accept downloads of new thought and ideas to the question. Amazing. It's basically what I do before I write. I don't put my agenda. This is what I want to write about. I just sit and I open and I ask, what would you like me to write about today? What is it to write about? I'm completely open. Any thoughts, any ideas, I will write what is given to me. And I've written every day of my life for 25 years without missing a day. Desi says, great Odom for singing to your trees. Yeah, I love that thought. That's a divinely connection, and the trees rejoice in that and grow better. I love country music too. So much scientific evidence supporting the fact how plants respond to not just our voice but our energy as well, what we're putting out there. And I can just imagine what a happy place Odom's homestead is. That when you walk into that garden, you overcome with the aliveness of everything. Squirrel Sniper says, Odom, do you sing in the key of 432 HCZ or 404 HZ? Which one is the love frequency, Squirrel Sniper? He corrected 44 HZ. Holistic Heritage Homestead said, still here. Thank you. Playing this while working. I appreciate that, my friend. Says, can't hear, but I'm here to show support. Much appreciated. The support is definitely appreciated. I try to do the same thing. I have people up and running all the time. When I'm unable to fully be present for a live session, or I only have a brief period of time, I pop in, I say hi, and I'll leave them up because I know that they will get watch hours, or it'll show support for their channel if they don't need watch hours any longer. But it all counts. It all adds up. Destiny says, Odom, are you thinking about changing your channel's name? And Odom says, yes, Destiny, thinking about it. Do you have anything in mind, or do you not want to put it out there yet? Squirrel Sniper says the rice experiment is proof of loving intent. I don't think I'm familiar with the rice experiment. Oh, okay. Dr. Emoto, I am familiar with his work with water, and Destiny did mention that in a video not long ago, in a video that she did with water. Odom says, yes, right now everything blooming. Peach trees are coming along. I don't know if you guys can hear my cat. One of my cats. Squirrel Sniper says the HC was changed by the Rockefellers. Wonder why? Huh. I didn't know that. And Odom says slow and steady day at work. Dusty says, okay, Odom, just keep us all connected to you. You are super amazing and a great friend. He certainly is. And you are truly family to us all. I agree, 100%. My one regret with Odom is that I am almost always in bed when he does his Get It Off Your Chest Thursdays. But I always look forward to him being in his garden. Odom's Homestead says Odom's Garden. You know what? I was all set to make an argument of keeping Odom's Homestead. I like Odom's Garden. That it has a very poetic sound to it. And no, peaches aren't blooming. Soon. I'm starting to see blooms on the maple trees around here. And of course, it's been a couple weeks now with the dogwood trees. Hey, Jeremy and Cheryl's Cruise Adventures says, hey, hello, my friends. How are you? Let's see. I was in the process of Googling up the rice thought experiment. And then I stopped because I realized it was Dr. Emoto. And again, he did some wonderful things with water. Desi says, Odom, you have a beautiful and awesome singing voice. I agree. It's just because it seems so spontaneous and full of joy. And he's singing out of that love of doing what he's doing. Destiny says, I know you plants and trees. Love hearing you sing like I do. That's why plants are blooming so greatly. They certainly do respond to that amount of joy. Odom says, I'm thinking about just doing Get It Off Your Chest Thursdays only in the fall. It gets to be too much sometimes with me getting up so early. Yeah, you have some pretty long sessions. Destiny saying hi to Jeremy and Cheryl. Great channel if you guys get a chance to go visit them. And Destiny says, everyone, please don't forget to smash the like button. If you haven't already, remember to share out the Host Amazing channel. And thank you again, Destiny. And I do appreciate the likes and the shares and just being here, just to support. Even if it's just a hi. You know, our friend Leo said so. Again, a great burpee practitioner. Who is on day 81 burpees in a row. Absolutely amazing. Like he popped in, said hi, couldn't stay, but that little bit of support. And more than that, just that confirmation of connection. Again, all about community. Showing up and saying, hey, just want to say hi. Those little things, they all add up. And it's so much, it puts the responsibility right on us. And I've mentioned before my absolute love of the word responsibility when we break it down, or ability to respond. And if YouTube is your thing and you are trying to grow your channel, when you open up YouTube, you will see people to support. Start giving. Not for the sake of getting anything in return, but because you have it to give. And something beautiful that puts you in the process of creation. It puts you right in the thick of that loving energy of exchange. And it grows, and it grows, and it grows, and it grows. It's like Odom singing to his garden. Everything grows from that joy. Everything grows from that love. Odom says, I started Get It Off Your Chest Thursday. I like that title too. For others to showcase their channels and to share some life lessons. It's a good reason. Destiny says, Odom, just trust the process and stay positive and focused. Your peach tree will definitely grow well and bloom with the abundance of harvest. Peaches are one of my favorite fruits. Peaches, I've been using apricot. I can hear Mocha's voice in my head whenever I say apricot. And she would say there aren't any apes in that preserves. Apricots. However, I've always said apricot. I use a little bit, like a teaspoon of apricot preserves in my oatmeal lately. Another favorite fruit. And of course, I have dates every day in my oatmeal. And I keep meaning to buy figs in honor to our friend Odom, as well as my father, who absolutely loved figs. Odom says, last couple of years, the late frost killed all my peach blooms. This year, none of the peach trees flower. Odom, does that affect the flowering? Does that affect the harvest itself? Does the tree need to bloom? Does it need to flower in order for fruit to appear? And does it affect, if not, does it affect the quality of the fruit itself, of the peach? So, Dr. Emoto, in his famous rice experiment, he demonstrated the power of negative and positive words, finding that speaking negatively to rice in water over time caused decay, and speaking positively over time allowed it to thrive. There is a whole lot of studies done on the power of kindness. But you know what? We knew it all along, all of us. The Buddha demonstrated that with the power of words, just in a simple conversation, which someone would doubt the power of thought and the power of words. And he insulted that person, who immediately got mad and upset and was very threatening. And the Buddha said, that's the power of thought. That's the power of words. Look how you reacted just to what I said. Odom says, it kills the flowers so I don't get fruits too. form or development. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Destiny said, I am a little allergic to fuzz on the peaches. I ate nectarines. I like nectarines too, and they don't affect me. Huh, that's interesting. But keep growing those peaches at them. They're super delicious. Sometimes I replace the apricot preserves with peach preserves. When I was running ultra marathons, I would bring along dried peaches. Dried peaches were bigger than apricots, and they have a little less fiber than dates. And when you're running that long of distance, you want to be careful with your fiber intake because you don't want to feel full. You also don't want to make too many bathroom stops. Destiny, so I was thinking about the video you did with water, and it's along the lines of what Squirrel Sniper was saying, because I know you mentioned Dr. Emoto, which also reminded me, again, to thank you for the fasting videos. I have them up, and throughout the day, I've been playing a few minutes at a time, working my way through. Very much appreciated. So we covered quite a bit. All of it good. All of it positive. Odom says, but on the other hand, I think my Nanking cherry bushes will produce this year for the first time. Excuse me. And my napkin cherry tree. Let's see. Bloom this year for the first time. Well, that's off to a positive start when you have two things like that happen. Destiny says it's time to get out in nature, and I will check in later, Eric. Also, thanks for the amazing people here in the chat. You and all the insights are life-changing and helpful. I appreciate that. I appreciate you being here, and I'm going to be calling it a day too. I'll be back about 5 o'clock, a little after 5, doing a live reading for my blog. I'm not sure what I'm going to read yet. Always open to suggestions on a topic, and I will see what I wrote about it at one time or another. Odom says some varieties of peaches don't have the fuzz. Huh, I didn't know that. Interesting. So there is a peach for everyone, and that's certainly good news. Odom says 3 more hours off 4 and 4 days. Awesome. It's going to be perfect time to spend in your garden. I hope you have great weather. I think we're supposed to clear up a little bit tomorrow, and then it's going to start raining again. However, I still get out in nature, and I appreciate the rain, what it offers, what it brings me, and the message that it has, because everything does. So, my friends, we'll call it a day for now. Again, I'll be back later. Feel free to stop by if you like. I will be here. Destiny says, "Thanks for sharing that, Odom. I did not know that. School Slater in the live chat or video. Thanks. We definitely love a live video on peaches." Odom says, "Have a blessed day, everyone. You too, my friend. I'll see everyone later. Thanks for stopping in, and I really do appreciate you guys hitting the like button. And if you feel called to, sharing it out. Thanks, guys. Take care."